On October 7th, 2020, Rebel Light was blocked by Mariko Kawana on Twitter. Wait, what? Well, fuck. So, initially I had planned to make the Halloween special about the mysterious concentrator. The main reason why was the Mariko Kawana Part 1 video is actually, if you look back at the channel, it's got the highest amount of views for any of my videos, and it just seemed kind of fitting that one of the last pieces of the Mariko Kawana puzzle would be the horror movie that was made from her, and I figured that would be kind of a cool Halloween special to do, but given the circumstances of what's kind of going on now, which I'll explain a little bit, and that I've seen this, I feel that it would be more adequate and better to do a final video now, kind of wrap up the Mariko Kawana story, and let this kind of be it. So, in terms of updates for this particular channel, this will be the last piece of Mariko Kawana content that I will make. It's true. After posting online that I had purchased a copy of Mysterious Concentrator, I had tagged Mariko Kawana in the post. Since then, I have been blocked by her personal Twitter handle. She must have really hated the video that I made off of her. And all joking aside, what probably is the actual solution, what's the saying, Occam's razor, the simple solution is genuinely the answer? She probably just thought I was some fucking creep on Twitter or some shit. And honestly, I totally get that. So instead of pushing the envelope or trying to continue to make, extra videos about her or doing the Halloween special about this and everything, I just wanted to do one final video to kind of tie up any loose ends and let this be the finale for the Mariko Kawana saga that we have here on this channel. I have also decided to forego any additional translations for her books, etc., as unfortunately, given the circumstances, it would take way too much time on my part, and with the different things I already have juggling going on, it would basically be an impossible tasking. So, legally speaking, even if I was to go through and all the trouble of translating these books, there'd be no way that I could officially release my translated copies. Even unofficially, I feel like there'd be some sort of problem. But I think mostly it's just the fact that it is such a huge task to fucking translate a book that I just don't know if I have the patience right now to go through all of that. So if you are still interested in any of the Mariko Kawana books or anything along those lines, and you can speak Japanese, her Amazon shop is up still, and you can get most of the books, I believe, for under $20, or right around that range. They're not all over $100 or anything like that. There are a couple that are very expensive, though. There is also, if you go back to Mariko Kawana Part 2, in the description, I actually have linked a couple of videos. I believe it's from her ghost hunting troupe or whatever the hell it was, where she'll actually sit there and read some of her stories to you, and if you click Google Translate, it'll actually pop up, and it's very, very bad because it's Google Translate, but you can actually read along with some of the stories. So you do have those options if you are still interested in those books. Unfortunately, that's going to be one of the things that we're just not going to cover on here. For the most part, although we had to cover from Mariko Kawana, we have already covered in the previous 2 episodes. So if you haven't watched those, I definitely recommend going back now. Aside from the books, the last piece of the puzzle still left to solve was what her horror movie debut would essentially consist of. So I got blocked by Mariko Kawana on Twitter right after I had posted that I had purchased this and how much it costed. Now, I don't want to sit here and dwell on the fact that I was blocked for the rest of my fucking life. Maybe for another extra 10 minutes, though. Probably I will. But what's interesting, though, is that this is probably the single most expensive DVD that's non-special edition that I've ever purchased in my entire life. So, considering all those factors, this must be one hell of a fucking movie to go through all this shit. And I get why it's so expensive. It's pretty rare here in the West. Even seeing it up on Amazon genuinely shocked me, so I knew I had to get it. So, and I opened it and I have watched it, so even if I wanted my money back, it's not going to happen. So, despite all that, this must be something fucking special if I'm going through all this shit just to watch it. After so much anticipation, what was this movie about? What was so important that it would cost so much money and be such a rare find? Well, looking at the back of the box cover, it shows Mariko Kawana talking, and at the top proudly states AV. Which, if we don't learn anything new from this episode, we at least learn that she's not ashamed of her AV career because look, it's right at the top of the fucking box. The rest of the box is all in Japanese, so your guess is as good as mine about what the rest of the film is. However, after pressing start and watching the film, it all became clear. I've already technically shown you the film. Seriously. The film stars Mariko Kawana for roughly an hour and 20 minutes telling what I'm assumed is one of her quote-unquote true ghost stories. And that's it. Now, I do want to be fair to this particular movie because clearly I'm not the intended audience for this particular type of movie. In Japan, the subculture of ghosts and the occult is very big in the underground scene. It's something I want to delve into a bit more, but haven't found a topic really worth sinking my teeth into yet. No, I was serious about already showing you screenshots for this particular movie. I just had no idea at the time that they were actually screenshots directly taken from this. And what's kind of funny is when this was on the way and being shipped over here, in the back of my head I was thinking like, oh my god, please don't let it be those clips that we saw of her reading from her books. I was gonna be like, oh my god, please don't let it be an hour and 20 minutes of that. And it wasn't. So, I'm not much of a critic or anything of the sort, so take my opinions with a grain of salt. I'm not going to show the film as I feel it would kind of be unfair as it really is only a few different shots, but for what the movie is, honestly, it's fine. It's nothing offensive, and if you know what you're getting into and can understand the language without subtitles, you might enjoy it or at least get a kick out of it. As for the other DVD releases, I believe they are going to be something similar, quote-unquote true ghost stories being told, so if that's your thing, there are plenty more out there to find. I honestly have no idea if I should recommend this or not, because it is $100, but I mean, I bought it, so do what you want to do with your money. So in the end, this wraps up the story of Mariko Kawana. You know, it feels weird to close the book on this story. Since the first part, it's been a journey learning about this individual, no matter how small of a fraction of that life story it was. And it has led to other videos I really never planned on making. In the first video to this particular saga, we asked the question, who is Mariko Kawana? And I don't think any of us were prepared for just how complex that answer would actually be. And we won't actually receive answers to all those complex questions. And that's okay. Do not go out of your way to message her or bug her. She has her own life and is doing her own things. Sometimes people need to move on, and being shackled to the past honestly will only harm you. Honestly, sometimes you just have to close the book on that chapter, turn around, and just keep moving forward with your life. So who is Mariko Kawana?
The world may never know.
Thank you guys so much for watching. I genuinely appreciate that. I want to give a quick shout out to Jammin Sam Millers. He's the one that provided the excellent music that you heard during the video today. So if you haven't checked his channel out yet or are not subscribed, definitely get over there and do that right away. I think he makes some of the best original content as well as like different remasters on YouTube currently. So, end of an era, I guess, with Mariko Kawana. I didn't think it was going to end so soon, but, you know what they say, all good things must come to an end, right? I want to keep things short. We do have more things planned for the month. I'm not sure if I'm going to get to a Halloween special, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, make sure to keep things light and rebellious, and I will catch you guys in the next video.